And we are today joined by Wing Yang. Welcome, Wing Yang. Wing Yang has been on the course for a few weeks. So welcome once again to this call, and thank you for your time. So Wing Yang, um, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Who exactly are you, and what do you do?
Hi, thank you for having me. I have traveled quite extensively in the last 10 years.
Hmm.
And then after COVID, um, I had some experiences living in yoga communities, communes, and other small communities. I did quite a lot of meditation retreats
Hmm.
and learnt a fair bit within myself. And then I had a year in England. So that's me.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Mm.
And what was your initial situation before the course?
I had just finished some family commitments in
Hmm.
England
Hmm.
for the year. I had moved to Germany
Hmm.
with my partner for a
Hmm.
short period. So it's been a bit of an in-between country state.
Got it. Got it. And it's also a big decision to switch from one country to the other, I'm sure.
In this way, yes.
Mm. And what was your motive for seeking the course?
I wanted to get some foundational knowledge on learning German, but I
Hmm.
guess in general languages.
Hmm.
So I wanted to communicate in German, but also have a good base for how to effectively, yeah, learn.
Hmm. And what was your goal, or what did you hope to gain from the course?
I think mainly get back into extensive studying
Hmm.
in a more stationary sense. Since
Hmm.
I had been traveling quite a bit, it's easy for me to practically learn. But the course provided some, it sounded like it provided some um, abilities for me to do it idly and personally make it my own as well
Hmm.
at the same time with some structure and help, yeah, with the teacher.
Hmm. And what did you achieve through the course?
A lot of um, internal reflection and
Hmm.
adjustments as well that I had not had insights on um, with my study styles in
Hmm.
particular. I thought for many years I had only one facet of how I'd like to study, but
Hmm.
it's varying a lot.
Hmm.
Um, yes, I really enjoyed that aspect of how much, yeah, varied techniques there were
Hmm.
the course offered.
And could you elaborate on this? Like which type of study style did you have previously?
I thought it was, um, I thought I was way less adaptive.
Hmm.
If I was sitting down and looking at a screen, I would require a lot more stable concentration, but it actually is um, it's quite difficult to describe because I can have the experience, but
Hmm.
it's a lot more dynamic in the way I thought it was.
Would you have I have my own examples when I understand this well, but would you have a particular example?
So I'll just when I think you mentioned about walking and
Hmm.
studying at the same time, that's a very simple one that I knew I had in a practical sense, but then
Hmm.
I thought I couldn't apply that when I had a more um, direct need for certain information to be absorbed.
Hmm.
Um, I realized I can actually span that along so many areas of my life. I just
Hmm.
had to allow my mind to believe it because it's
Hmm.
all like I discovered that it was a lot to do with my own belief in my capabilities. And as soon
Hmm.
as I, with along the course, allowed myself to believe that about myself, it helped
Mhm.
to, yeah, stem into those areas.
Great, great. Because I was also thinking of this same example, to be honest. And
Mm,
this was also for me a huge shift in my studies when previously I was just thinking I can study at the table and whatever else I'm doing, it's not really, I would not really perceive it as study, so to speak. But if I'm moving, I personally I felt my concentration came way more up and I could do other things. I could study so much more, which I previously didn't know it would be possible.
yeah,
Yeah. So thank you very much for elaborating on this point. How would you describe the course?
it's a very immersive experience
Hmm.
into learning about the outside, the external and internal techniques that we can apply
Hmm.
and utilize. So it's not just within our own mind, it's also within our own mind of what we could do, which is quite comprehensive with the course. I really like that aspect. Um, but also within our circle of influence, like what things can be helped
Hmm.
with these studies. You also go into Anki as well, which is
Hmm.
very in depth, very
Hmm.
helpful with all the functions there. So
Would you have,
it's
oh,
yeah,
sorry, sorry to interrupt.
no, that's all right. Go on.
Would you have a particular example or could you elaborate a little bit on your first point?
Um,
That's the question. What was the first point, right?
yes, it was. um,
I also forgot a little bit.
because it's just because the course it covers so many areas
Yes.
of um, not just studying, it covers areas of our life that needs
Mm-hmm.
to be questioned almost. There's a lot of clarification process, which is really helpful when I
Mm-hmm.
started the course because I thought I was clear. I just wanted to learn a new language, but it's actually way more in depth than that. And that
Mm-hmm.
depth helps to actually get more out of the course too as
Mm-hmm.
I go along. So that's probably why I'm struggling to make it concise.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Got it.
but yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. This makes it more clearer.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And what particularly surprised you about the course?
How inquisitive it was about myself,
Okay.
like the workbooks that go along with it that
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to complete. Um, I found out a lot of things that I had not about myself as well when I truly asked these questions
Mm-hmm.
um, of what I wanted and how I wanted to get there, revolving around learning languages or learning anything in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, clears a bit of the dust, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
within myself and why I do things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And to whom would you recommend this collaboration? Or would you recommend this collaboration in the first place? And if so, to
Uh,
whom?
yes, definitely recommend
Mhm.
it to anyone who wants to absorb any new information about themselves or even get a little bit of motivation to believe in themselves again,
Mhm.
to take in a lot of things that you want to but couldn't beforehand.
Mhm.
Um, it's very easy to say, I want to learn this or I would like to do this, but
Mhm.
to really get down to it, the course helps you break it down. It doesn't have to be restricted to language learning, to be honest.
Mm.
Could be any new information. So,
Yes. Yeah.
mm,
Well, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Any last thoughts?
Just thank you. It's been a very good course. Thank you very much. I've thoroughly
Likewise.
enjoyed it.
Likewise, thank you also from my side because you were very still are very devoted and always coming to the classes and showing up and were fully committed. And also it speaks a lot about you that you finished even before this time. You finished the course, and we continue, of course, together, working together. And I'm sure you will receive lots and lots of great benefits in your studies as well. So
Mm.
thank you very much for your time today. And well, I hope to see you soon again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.